Good afternoon, guys. Um, what I'm going to discuss about for today is when you are trimming, when you're trimming for two cargo holds or finishing. So you have a recommended cargo to load for trimming. So, for example, this is your initial draft when the chief officer and the surveyor get an actual draft before trimming, and this is what they get after coming back to the ship. And this is the actual midship. Say this is the actual forward and aft, and this is the actual midship. So you got port and starboard, and there's no list. So the mid draft is 13.36. Now his departure draft is 13.67. So in between these two figures, he has 0.31 centimeters from 13.6 going to reach 13.67. So he needs 0.31 centimeters to reach the final mid draft or the departure draft. So take note. So we need 31 centimeters or 0.31 meters. We need this distance to reach the final departure draft. So we will convert these centimeters into cargo. So this figure is turned into cargo by a formula, and this is the formula. So this is the equivalent of 0.31 centimeters is 2003.7. So how do we get this figure? So this is the formula. When you press this one, here you get the formula. So what is K8? K, this is 8. So this is the sink or rise, which is 0.31, multiplied by 100, again multiplied by M3. What is M3? Look at M3, TPC. So this is K8 is your rise and sink in centimeters, times 100 and times M3. This is TPC. Now, how do you get this TPC? Because your departure draft is 13.67, so you will have to interpolate, because between 13.6 and 13.8. So to get the true value of this one, you have to interpolate, and when interpolating, this is what it shows. So if you click this one, that is 08, O and 8. See, 0 and 8. So this is the one. So that is the formula. Now take note. I would like to expand this one, because you need 31 centimeters to reach this departure draft. It means that you will never exceed this figure. So the amount that you get from 0.31 is 2,003 metric tons. So 2,000 metric tons is in between 13.6 and 13.7 until she reaches 13.67. Hindi na yan susobra. When you reach from 13.36, when you reach 13.67, which is the same, you will have a zero deflection, meaning it's the same because di ka lumampas dito sa 1367. So when you put this value into your ship, you will get the same figure of departure drop, which is 1367. Now take note, when you load this cargo, you will not see the drop forward and up, but you know there's a weight being put into the ship, and with that drop he will get a mean drop. So this computation or the program is telling you that there is a mean drop, this one, but this mean drop doesn't say what is your forward drop, what is your up drop. You can be trimmed by the head or trimmed by the stern, but your mean drop is 13.67. This is what this figure is telling us about, but for sure his mean drop is 13.67. Now this is the recommended drop, so you have to actually put the actual this is the recommended cargo. So this is now the cargo that you are going to put to your vessel, which is the actual cargo to load for trimming. So when you load these figures into your hold, these are the results of loading. When you put 2,204, you will have a rise and sink of 31 centimeters, which is the same with this one. And your draft, when you load 2,004, you will have a midship draft of 13.67. So which means that it's an even kill. There is actually no deflection. Because of these exact figures that you are to load, you will get 13.67 mid. So with your mid 13.67, which is this one, after loading this one, your mean will be 13.67. How do I know that 13.67 is the mean? By getting the results after loading that figure. See, you will have an even kill. Forward drop is 13.67, up drop is 13.67, and your mean drop is 13.6712, which is deflection, but the program says it's a little bit hard, but actually it's nothing, it's zero. So look at here, 13.6712, and this will be your mean. See, the program is actually telling you in advance that you have no deflection and this will be your mean. Now we will look at it. What are the cargoes to be loaded in each hold. Our loading our trimming cargo hold will be 1 and 7. So this is the the remaining cargo to load. So we go to the trimming of two holds. Trimming of two holds. So here you got 2,000 remaining cargo to load, and your trimming hold will be 1 and 7. This program will compute how much are we going to load in number 1 and number 7. And your desired trim is 0. You don't want any trim, so you put 0. Because you want to load 2004, how much would it be in number 1? How much would it be in number 7? So the programs computes according to the program. You're going to load at number 1, which is the forward hold, and number 7 is the up hold. Number 1 hold, you should load at 1,029 metric tons, so 1029. So in number hold number 1, you put 1029, and the remaining cargo will be from 2004 is 974 in number 7 and 74. So once you have loaded this one, this will be the result of your departure drop, even keel, which means 0 deflection. Your main drop will be 1367, which is this one, and your mid drop is 1367, which is this one, mid drop. So here you have still an even keel. Your forward drop is 1367 and up drop is 1367. Now here I want to emphasize on this figure. This, if you put this figure to your vessel, you will never exceed 1367 because he needs only 0.31 centimeters, nothing more, nothing less. Now what happens if the surveyor says, no, I don't want to load about this value, I want to load 2,200. Yeah, 2,000. Let's see what happens if he loads 2,200. 2,200. Now take note of this deflection, take note of this sink and rise. What will happen? Will it be the same with this one, or will it be less? So when I press this one, take note of this one and take note of the deflection. Let's say 2,200. Say 2,200. So I press this one. So what happens? So there's here at the rise and sink, you will have 0.0004 more cargo, and the reflection here is you have 1.001. It is still even keel, but you have, this shows that you have more cargo than recommended. See, so it goes to show that he is now in hug condition. The vessel is now in hug condition. Why? Why hug? Because you are loading in hatch number 1 and number 7. It is the extreme part of the vessel. It's not in the middle. So when you load hatch number 1 and hatch number 7, they are more weight in number 1 and more weight in number 7. So you will have hug condition, which is 200 metric tons more weight. So you will have an increase of 0.001 centimeters of hug. So the vessel's condition is in hug condition. But is still not satisfied with this. The surveyor is not yet satisfied with these figures. He says, no, I want to load 2,500. So he says 2,500. You press this one, you load 2,500. See, there's an increase now in the rise and sink. Instead of 0.31, it is now 3.868. So this alone, you will know that there's an increase of cargo. And look at your deflection. It's now 0.008. Previously, it was 0. Now, it became 0.001. Now, it's 0.008. Meaning, there's an increase of cargo and increase of hug condition. There's more weight in number 1 and number 7. So let's distribute this 2,500. So, and your final trim is 0, so no trim. So distribute 2,500. So what does it say here? In number 1, you should load 1,242, and number 7, you should load 1,257, which is still even keel, but you have to load, it is recommended that you have to load 1,242 and hold number 1. So 1242, put there 1242. Now, so you load in hold number 1 1,142 and number 7 is 1258. Look at here, 1258. Now it will still be even keel. 1367 deflection is a little bit bigger, 0.08. You will have a mean of 0.60, 13.67. Now let's go to the other side. 0.6. You will have a figure of 13.75, 13.7. This is no trim, 0 deflection, but your main drop will be 13.4781, which is 13.4781. See, 13.781, and your mid is your mid is 30.7, and you have a mid draft now of 13.74. See, 13.68, because you have increased your sinkage, so your mid draft will be more. Not unlike in the initial target mid is only 1367, so it is now mid now is 1375, and because of too much weight in number 1 and number 7, you are in hub condition. So this is very important, you should understand. So zero trim, deflection is 0, but you're in hard condition. What happens? What if I refuse the surveyor about his figures? I will stand on my figures as 2004. So I write 2004. What happens? Look at the rise and fall of 2004. enter. So when you put 2004, look at the mid, the rise and fall. It is actually the same with this figure, and your final drop is 67. When you load 2004, it will be the same as 1367. And look at your deflection is 0. 6.0. So when I put in hold number 1 is 1029, which is recommended by the program. Hold number 1 is 1029, and hold number 7 is 974. You get 1029, and the result of your draft will be even kill, 1367, 1367, and reflection. Let's say I want a trim of 20 centimeters. Okay, but your mid-shear drop, your mid-departure drop will still be 67. So the point here is your mid-shear drop will be 13.67, but you will have a trim of 20 meters by the stern. So you have a change of drop in your forward drop and up drop. So what happens if we have a trim of 20 centimeters? So recommended for hold number 1 is 900, and number 7 is 1103. So 900 in number 1, 900, and 1104 in number 7, 1900 in 1. So what is the draft now? The draft now is forward is 13.57, and updraft is 13. We have a trim of 20, but your main drop is 1367, so you still have 0 deflection. So your mid drop and min drop doesn't change, it's only forward and up drop. So this tells us that when you load 2004 as recommended by this formula, regardless of your drop forward and up, you will still maintain this final mid drop. You will still maintain this as your mid drop, 1367, and you have a deflection. Now, I want to emphasize this one. This formula, this is what we are being paid for. The chief officers, the seaman, regardless of rank, this is what we are paid for thousands of dollars. If this is just a simple formula, but it will convert into thousands of dollars because of this amount of cargoes that when you put inside your cargo, it will exactly hit this departure ground. So again, this 0.31 centimeters, actually the distance with this one to reach, you need this cargo to reach 1367. So because of this formula, you can actually reach this final target of 1367 equivalent a cargo equivalent to a cargo of 2004. You will reach the final bid of 1367. This is very important. And remember, when you load this one, and this after the result of when you load this one, it will be the result. Same rise and sink, same with this one, and the mid-sea drop is the same with this one. But and your deflection is zero. So your mid is the same and deflection is zero. But let's say again, if you put 2,500, take note of this rise and sink, put enter. So there's an excess of 0.38686. So this 3768 is the amount of 500 metric tons. And because of this 500 metric tons more, you will have a deflection of additional of 0.205. But it is in hard condition because the vessel is loaded more. What is recommended here? 1114 14 with a drop of 20, so 320. So meaning you have put more cargo in 1014 here, 1014 in number 7, you put 1083. So you have more cargo on number 1, more cargo in number 7, so the vessel will be in hard condition because you have less cargo on the mid side, mid part of the vessel. So now let's say you want back to have an even keel, no list, put this to 0, and what is his recommended cargo to load in number 1, number 7, number 1, 1242, number 1, 1242, 1242. And you will have even keel, but your deflection is still 0.08 because you have an excess cargo of 500 metric tons. So the other one is still even keel, but your deflection is 0.001 and your main drop will be 748, which is when you add 500 more, you will have a little more. Your sinkage is higher than this previous one, and you are in hard condition with a deflection of 0.001. It's still even keel, but the deflection is a little bit is bigger. So what is 500 metric tons? You put in hatch 1 and hatch 7. So it you cannot never see it. But let's try to put. So for the purpose of discussion, let's say we put 3,500. From 2000 we put 3000 power. So we will see the deflection, the, the increase of deflection. Put enter, this will change. So look at the rise. It's now 0.5 centimeters, so it's 54 centimeters compared to the 0.31 recommended. And your drop will be 13.90, an excess of your, so you will see the increase. What will be your deflection? So it's 0.06. See? And let's say we distribute the how much we load in number 7 as recommended, 1674 for number 1. It's 3,500, 1673, 1673, okay. 1670, 74. We have no trim, and we have the same draft, but your deflection is 0.23. See? Your in hug condition, which is you have more cargo in number 1 and number 7. Why? Because in number 1 you load 1,674 and number 7 is 1,826. That's why you have a hug of 0.23 centimeters, but you still have an even keel, and this is equal with this one. $13.90. You have a trim, no trim. Your mean drop is 13.90. This will go 0.17 or 0.18, and more excess than 13.67. See? So this is I want all the shipmate and all seamen to understand this principle. Again, for the last point, for the last time, chief officers or officers on board who are in charge of loading, you stick to this recommended cargo to load, because this rise and sink between 36 and 37 is exactly, or the amount of cargo when you reach 13.67 metric tons. You will never be overloaded or less cargo. It will be exactly. For the last time, we put for 2004. Sure, for the sake of computation. So we press enter. So look at exactly, and the rise and fall exactly, and you have a trim of -1. Why? Because you have to adjust your cargo. What is the recommended hold for number 1 is 1029. 1029. So you get 29. You have an even keel of 1367, 0 trim, 1367 mean, and deflection is 0. So it goes also with this one. You have an even keel, same draft, no trim, and your main is 1362, and you have 0 deflection in hung condition, but it's negligible because it's 0.00. It's actually No. So I again recommend whatever the program recommends you to load, stick to this one. Do not listen to the surveyor. Do not listen to anybody, but have faith in your program. Have faith in this formula. If this formula will never betray you. They will never. This if you stick to this formula, for sure you will hit the target. And you should have the correct interpolation for your selling drop of TPC. So when the interpolation is correct, your TPC is correct, and you apply the rise and seek, you will have this figure and you will hit the target. So the discussion ends here. I hope this is clear to you. Thank you for listening and have a good day.